Live coverage of tonight's race presented by the Asphalt Racing Network. Of course, in partnership with Decals, Paint and Photoshop. For all your iRacing needs, that is your one-stop shop. And of course, Young Headed Collectibles on Whatnot and now on Facebook. So be sure to check us out if you want a clean, brand new diecast for about $10. Of course, American Stock Car Racing is back for week number 2. They're taking on EchoPark Speedway. It's a 1.52 mile length oval, 45 miles per hour inside of the pit road. Of course, conditions right now, clear skies, sunset, track lights already on. 68 degrees in the air, 70 degrees on the racing surface. Little bit of wind right now shouldn't make too much of a difference for these next gen cars. Of course, 4 additional sets of tires for their max tire changes, plus the 1 they will start, so 5 tires in total. 1 fast repair granted here tonight. 3 green, white checkers, and a 65% fuel limit, averaging about 38 laps of fuel here tonight. Of course, as always, your man in the booth for another week. Tyler Jones here, taking on the toll of watching drivers go left all night long. No, I'm kidding. It's the funnest thing you can do. Of course, warm-up's active now. We have already had a qualifying grid. If you were a part of the first broadcast, it was about 30 minutes of dead air. We do apologize for keeping you guys waiting. We had a lot of little hiccups within the sessions, so we've got that all figured out now, and we are good to go tonight. Now just watching drivers go around in a circle, trying to get comfortable with the drivers they're going to be facing on the track tonight. We're going to go ahead and get our national anthem played now, so we can go ahead and get you guys set up for a good race here tonight.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming.
What is our sponsor pronunciation?
And the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Of course, American Stock Car Racing League action brought to you by Veritas International. And as well, our new partner here, AI Chief. Be sure to use code TBONE at checkout. If you're interested in trying to up your game, that is the place to do it. Just released a new patch and a crazy move coming for a lot of the streamers that might be using AI Chief. We're going to go ahead and let rip your AI Chief commentator in your ear tell you about the new streamer overlays coming in just a few months.
So we built more. Every overlay done. Cleaner, faster, built for racers. And built for streamers. But that was just the warm-up. Introducing the AI Chief Streamer Engine. A full broadcast-style control tower. Built right into Chief. One unified chat window. TikTok, Twitch, YouTube. Every message all in one place. Someone drops a gift, Chief tells you. Front row Joey dropped a DJ spin. This is a race car, not a charity, but we'll take your money anyway. New follower? Chief tells you. Raid, member, super chat? Chief's already on it. Too busy battling for the lead to read chat? Don't worry, I'll read it for you. Signature Esports says, I know I said something about it on stream, but it would be cool to use Chief to be a pit reporter. This isn't another overlay package. This is your production crew. AI Chief Pro Plus. Coming soon.
You are interested in upping your game, check out AI Chief. All you got to do is go to Google and type in AI Chief iRacing. It'll bring you right to the link. $99.99 is your pro membership. Of course, you have the free trial, but you don't get a lot of the ins and outs, like the strategy component. Have a league component coming out as well, so a lot to be checking out in a few short months. If you feel like that is something you're interested in, then go ahead and check them out. Use code TBONE at checkout. Still looking good out here. A lot of drivers on track, getting acclimated, getting comfortable. Dwayne Corbet in the 19. I love to see a Truex or now a Briscoe paint scheme on a car. What's up, DJ? He's sitting behind what in other leagues we call Chocolate Thunder, that being Corey Rainey. Tyler will be here tonight. Sean Bounty. '85 Adam Kilday here with us today. You guys are new to the channel. We appreciate you coming and hanging out with us. Be sure to drop a follow. Turn your post notifications on. And root on for your favorite drivers. If this is your first race here, then you're not going to have a favorite driver, but it'll be easy for you to figure out who you like on the track, whether it's you like a paint scheme or you like the way they drive. Of course, looking here. Week number 2 at EchoPark today. Last season ended with Dalton Gibson standing alone atop the mountain. 1 week into season 2, it doesn't look like he's planning to come down anytime soon. But a new season brings new challengers. We have Charlie Morgan. He's already found victory lane. Sean Bounty shows race-winning speed. Of course, Mad Banky looks determined to erase last season's disappointment, while Josh Ball and Daniel Holloway are already trying to recover from rough starts. Add in a garage full of penalties and tempers after race 1, and the stage is set for what could be a first defining race of season 2. Ladies and gentlemen, we are on the grid now. It's going to be time for the drivers to buckle up. But you will need to buckle up as well, as this one has all of the ingredients to get wild. Of course, looking at your qualifying time now, we're messing up a little bit here, the ARN, because you know what we play when we hit the grid. For all of you live on Twitch, you'll be able to hear it. No one called me out for it. It is Hell's Bells time. Looking at your starting grid. In first place, we're going to have Josh Ball and Vicente Guerrero. No Presta takes row 1. Row 2 is going to be Sam Taylor and Dwayne Corbett. Row 3, Adam Strom and Dylan Picklesimmer. Row 4, Sean Bounty and Matthew Wilson. Rounding out your top 10 in row 5 is going to be Adam Kilday and Zach Stevens. In row 6, Jet Sellers and Kevin Leash. Row 7, Chase Greer and Tyler Green. Row number 8 is going to be Eric Rodeman and Russ Hancock. Row 9, Daniel Holloway and Alan Hess. Rounding out your row 10 for top 20 is going to be Matt Banky and Nick Wing. Row 11, Stephen Alessi, Madeline Jackson. Row 12, Tyler Hurt and Ethan Horst. Row 13, Stephen Jack and Charlie Morgan. Row 14, DJ Norris, Dalton Gibson. Row 15, Edward Smith and Paul Bloom. Behind them, you're going to have Corey Rainey and Trevor Yates. And of course, Todd Austin by himself. Green flag already out now. Already got a wreck in the back. Horst around. Caution gonna be out now. First caution of the night out of 130 laps. Not even a half a lap into the first run here tonight. Not looking too good for Horst. He might already have to use that fast repair. Looking just in front right there. 15 on your screen. Dives low. Gets a little bit of contact with the 54 to the inside. It's going to be Madeline Jackson. Madeline Jackson goes sideways. Hits Horst on that right rear. Horst nose first in the wall. Madeline gets around with minimal damage to her car. See how Horst is doing. Able to make it back to the pitch. You can see he's got wheel damage for sure. That right front wheel is out. He's probably crab walking. Too far down to be able to see him. Definitely going to be in pits here. Fast repair taken for him, of course. So he's almost being lapped at this point in time on the track. He will come back out now. He will be in the back of the pack, but he won't be a lap down. So already one fast repair we know for sure used and gone for tonight's race. It's going to be a tough situation for him. Early on, not what you want to hear. Not what you want to see, especially for him, not what you want to use. We will be using radio replay tonight. If you haven't known, you'll be able to hear from your drivers here tonight. Maybe some race control on penalty reports of who's getting penalties. Right now, trying to figure out who's going to claim it. No one claiming the penalty, so no EOLs will be given out. We'll have to go to race review. Be able to hear the drivers as well throughout the entirety of the night. Of course, like we were saying early on, One race into season 2, and if race 1 taught us anything, nobody is taking it easy after last season. The defending champion is already proving his title wasn't a fluke race. Yes, Dalton Gibson didn't have the strongest performance through and through the regular season, but he fought consistency, speed, and a lot of other talent on the track to be able to do what he did and claim that season 1 championship. Of course, the runner-up is already looking for revenge. And half of the garage is starting tonight with penalties hanging over their heads. Shoes cone that time by. Pace lights off. We will be back green when they hit the EchoPark restart zone. So there's a little bit of confusion with the drivers right now. Some who are stuck a lap down, some who are stuck on lead lap. Lights back on. We will be going around again. Believe Sam Taylor being told he has to go back a lap down. A little bit of a situation with the drivers that had penalties getting laps back as being the first person a lap down. You can be able to hear the transmissions now between Todd Poston and Sam Taylor.
Because of your hold at the beginning of the race. Sam, it's simple. Either give the lap back now or I'll just black flag you under green. It's simple. I don't want to black flag you. I want you just to have the same opportunity they all. All right, Sam, you got to go one lap down, bud. You got to stop and let them pass. So everyone's on the same lap.
Why do I gotta go one lap down?
Because of your hold at the beginning of the race.
There we go. We finally got it. So you can hear some of the confusion going on from the left car. Should not be getting the lap back. Little bit of frustration right now on the track from a few of the drivers. Johnny, appreciate the 100 bits. Brother, I do appreciate it. Thank you so very much. We will be 1 to green this time by. I believe we just heard that on the radios. Yes, pace lights are off now. We will be back green. Already a little bit of confusion here tonight. That's number 2. Not on the line. And of course, Guerrero and Ball still holding road one for themselves. So this should be an interesting restart. Feel like we're going to see a lot of wiggling early on, a lot of side-by-sides, a lot of moves. Hopefully no wrecks here. We can get a good green flag run for a little bit of stage number 1. Pace car off. We're going to be back to green flag now. Green is back out finally. Already got a wreck on the field. 85 Adam Kilday into the infield. I believe Dylan Picklesimmer as well. Seems like we have another wreck happening as well. Calamity on the surface. Johnny, I do appreciate it, brother. We strive to try to be the best on here. A lot of competition around us. We don't try to replicate. We don't try to duplicate. Two separate cautions here early on. Lap number 6 that time by. Picklesimmer involved in that one. We're going to go ahead and go back, rewind it a little bit, get it at the time of his incident. Ooh, 34. Looks like he spun tires. Collected the 88 and the 85. And of course, second caution, well, second wreck we had under caution here. Looking at Steven Jack. Steven Jack comes up high. Collects Russ Hancock. Madeline Jackson. 8 car. Spun around as well. That's Alessi. Alessi went down, tried to clear it. Came off of the nose of the 4-car Corey Rainey. Spun out up high. Caution number 2. I guess you can call it 2 and 2A. Because we had 2 separate incidences under caution. Now, of course, those drivers going into pits there. You can see the standings after week number 1. Sean Boundy, currently in the lead, top 10 right now showing. 45 points, tied with Matt Banky for first with 45 points. Dalton Gibson gonna be in third at 41. Adam Kilday, 6 points behind at 39. Running at your top 5 in points right now, Trevor Yates. Russ Hancock sitting at 6, 10 points behind the leader. Alessi in 7th, 12 points back. Holloway in 8th, 13 points back. Schrom in 8th, tied as well, 32. Of course, your top 10 driver right now, Josh Ball, 31 points, only 14 points back from your leader. Going to be a long race indeed. Vicente Guerrero. Josh Ball going to be row 1 still. It's been uncontested. Looking at that progress bar on the top, it is really yellow right now. One little green flag ticked just in the middle of these last 10 laps we have had so far. Hopefully, we'll be able to keep it green now. Of course, if you're just joining in, this is the American Stock Car Racing League Super Speedway Series, sponsored by Veritas International. Pace truck going to be off this time. We're going to be back to a green flag run. Let's hope. Gonna go to the blimp cam this time so we can see the entire field as they go back. Green flag. A little bit of a blockade there from the blimp cam with all those ad boards in the corner. Looking good here, getting around. First lap looking be completed back under green flag, lap 11. Now looking at the field, it's really starting to get spread out here pretty quick, I will say. Following our 7th place driver, Matthew Wilson, on track right now. A big spread out field can only mean two things. Different strategy or trying to stay conservative. Core's doing pretty good right now, going back up to the top. No Presta Racing, 1 and 2 right now. Tyler Green in 3rd, not looking to make a move early on. Early moves, I feel like, are a little bit complicated to navigate cleanly. Of course, you can make the move, but once you go up high, if no one goes with you, then you're kind of fighting to have to get back into that spot you had. If not, you're gonna either try to put a nose in there, put a bumper in there, and make the person behind you check up, and a lot of times it doesn't work out that way. Of course, here having to be mindful of that red line in the middle is considered a double yellow. It's considered a super speedway, so they can't have two tires past that red line for making the pass. Right now, pretty comfortable in the front. Let's go back to our 15th place driver, Alan Hess, right now. See how he's doing out here in a field full of drivers. 33 in total tonight. There's an entire NASCAR field worth of drivers. Sitting pretty good, 4 positions up from where they started. Making good gains so far. You'll be able to see the gains on your screen. Few hard chargers already. Edward Smith being your hardest charger of the night right now. Started in 29th place. He's now currently in 9th place. A little bit of 2x2 racing in the back end. Seeming pretty good right now, of course. You know, super speedway is kind of unpredictable. Not only is it a lottery race, it is also a strategy race, a little bit of an endurance race. How long can you make that car last on tires and gas? How long can you stay in your position? How clean can you keep your lines? The cleaner the line, the faster you go around, the better of a shot you have. Of course, looking right now, Guerrero, Ball, Green, Stevens, and Leash round out your top 5. Rest of the top 10 right now: Bounty, Rodman, Greer, Smith, and Strong. Dalton Gibson currently sitting in 14th place right now. Of course, that championship driver opened the week up with a statement last week. He entered Season 2 carrying a new title. The American Stock Car Racing League champion. Every eye in the garage was on that number 17 to see if last season was magic or mystery. I'm sorry. Not mystery, but mastery. He answered immediately in that playoff round of 4. He showed why Holloway wasn't the only threat on that team and was able to take it away for himself. Of course, starting 25th, Gibson methodically drove through the field to finish second, proving championship caliber consistency wasn't left behind in Season 1. He didn't win the race, but everyone noticed the champ arrived for Season 2. A lot of 2x2 racing right now going on as expected. A lot of the times we will see that top line prevail a lot stronger than the rest could. Back up to our current leader. Ooh, wreck in the backfield as we went to the suspension cam. Looks like the 69 of Charlie Morgan might be involved. Getting Ethan Horse involved again. Or shall we call him Hoist? 2 cautions so far for that driver. Might be out with that one. Do not know if he has a meatball flag. Hoist doesn't have the meatball flag. That is a good situation, but at least 7 minutes of damage. Go here to the chopper cam. You can actually see it. Horst on the bottom. 88 comes down and just scared him a little bit. Made contact there. Banky involved as well. Unless he hit his brakes pretty hard to avoid it, because it will note that. A little bit of wall contact. Was able to kind of keep it clean there. A little bit of a spin out. Not much he was able to do. Of course, he's having a strong, excuse me. You're able to see kind of collected with that because of the 35 of Banky. Matthew Wilson now getting a black flag. Believe he will have that cleared. A lot of drivers in pits. Kilday being the only one to stay out. Now it's already a dog-eat-dog world out here. 24 laps in. We've already done about 12 laps of pacing. About half of the race right now has been a caution. Tricky to have to maneuver here tonight on the track. It's going to be tricky off the track as well. Ten laps of pacing so far. 2 more to go before we're back green. Choose going this time by. Kilday and Guerrero will now be your row number 1 restarters. Charlie Morgan getting his wave around. Looking at the weather here tonight, 67 degrees in the air, 71 on the track, so it's cooled down just a little bit here. It's going to help those tires out. Driver's still going to have to manage though. They're getting 5 sets of tires to begin with. 4 additional they can change. It's the one they start with on the vehicle itself. Of course, only one fast repair. This time, only 85 a kill day. Green flag is going to be back out. So far, so good for kill day. He's holding the lead down strong right now. Johnny, I'm absolutely loving seeing a 19 best pro on the field. He's awesome. Pretty strong 2x2 racing right now. In the backfield. We were doing good. We were watching the front there. Seemed like they were going to slowly start fighting for it. Another yellow flag out now. Drivers cannot get any sort of break right now. Of course, right now, we're going to be at the 4th caution of the night. 25 laps have passed. We're now within the 30 window. We are going to knock it to a quick commercial break, and we'll be back after a word from Rip with AI Chief.
More. So we built more. Every overlay done. Cleaner, faster, built for racers. And built for streamers. But that was just the warm-up. Introducing the AI Chief Streamer Engine. A full broadcast-style control tower. Built right into Chief. One unified chat window. TikTok, Twitch, YouTube. Every message all in one place. Someone drops a gift, Chief tells you. Front row Joey dropped the DJ spin. This is a race car, not a charity, but we'll take your money anyway. New follower? Chief tells you. Raid member super chat? Chief's already on it. Too busy battling for the lead to read chat? Don't worry, I'll read it for you. Signature Esports says, I know I said something about it on stream, but it would be cool to use Chief to be a pit reporter. This isn't another overlay package. This is your production crew. AI Chief Pro Plus. Coming soon.
We're going to play chess while all these other boys are playing checkers.
Let's get as many points as we can. It all starts right here. Are you ready?
And the green flag is in the air. Here they come, storming to turn one. This is incredible!
Can he get it done? The grandstands are going wild. Yeah, let's go, baby!
Boys.
Every journey toward racing excellence begins the same way, with preparation. Different tracks, different stakes, but the same attention to detail. Today, the gap between the garage and the living room has never been smaller. Because mastery isn't about where you start, it's about where you train. Whether you're chasing trophies or lap times, the road to racing excellence starts with the same tools.
Jump out in front!
Logitech G.
Getting ready to go back green here now. We've had 4 cautions on the night so far within 30 laps of racing. Hopefully this one will be better. We can only hope. Green flag's going to be back out now. Of course, series sponsored by Veritas International. Josh Ball now currently to the lead. Looking pretty comfortable up here in the lead right now, 2-2. Pretty big fight between green. Really getting close here. They're pinching the cars together. Bumper drafting right now. Can we see that top line get the lead back and hold on to it? Josh Ball doing a really good job on the bottom side right now. 85 a kill day, not too far behind Guerrero and him as well. 2, now 3. No Cresta Racing. Trying to make their way up there. Corbin 17th right now, separate pack. Schramm not too far behind him in 20th. Oh, on him. They did not save it. Okay, they did save it. Nope, another car spinning behind. Caution is now going to be back out. Who was that? I believe that was Paul Bloom. Looked like it was on the car. See if it was. Believe so. Yep, Paul Bloom. So a little bit of that incident there just in front of him. Kind of spooked him a little bit going into that. Going into that corner. You see it just in front of him. He didn't know where to go. Hits the back of the car. Breaks him loose. Right down to the apron. And just a slippery apron. Send him back up. No contact with the wall. Holy. Close call. It's not a commentator's jinx. I can promise you that. It's a skill jinx. Keeping the wall clean. Keeping the wall clean. Keeping the car clean. A very close situation. I would have coded Brown and I would have needed a new race suit if that was me. Don't know if I could have wheel manned that well. Of course, that's still going to give Josh Ball the lead. We are on caution number 5 now. We haven't even hit 50 laps yet. Still about a half of the laps we have ran have been under caution. You know, harsher penalties were put into place, so these drivers are ticking off points left and right for these wrecks, but I'm assuming after this week, there's probably going to be suspensions that come into play. Apparently, we just got to stop going to the back of the pack, because I have noticed that too. As soon as we go to the back, they do.
No, God! No, God, please, no!
A little bit of a transmission from Holloway. Seems to be taking fault for it. I'm going to go ahead and listen to it real quick.
Adam, if that was me, I'm sorry. It just showed like my car didn't move anything. I'll claim it.
So Holloway is claiming that wreck. That will give him an EOL for this next restart. Fifth caution out now. If you're just tuning in, you have missed some crazy wrecks. So far, drivers just taking off their one fast repair for the night. Sooner or later, these wrecks are going to happen. It's going to get to the point where they're going to be wrecked out because they've had to use that fast repair early on. You don't want to have to go 4, 5, even 7 laps down because of some damage. You know, about an average, almost a minute time here. Right now, driver's best is about 29.6. Average of about 138 under caution. So you're not going to get much damage off of the caution, especially with how big the field is, depending on where you are. If you wreck, you're all the way in the back. So it's going to take some time off as well. And then on top of it, you know, only 29 seconds for an actual running lap under green. So you're going to go multiple laps down pretty quick, trying to even have to take off 5 minutes of damage. You know, that damage is going to stop you from being able to turn. It's going to stop you from being able to drive in general comfortably. There's not much adjustments, or any adjustments really, you can make to counteract that. So unfortunate, you know, for a lot of these drivers, they're going to have to use these faster roads so they can still get out of the fight later on, as long as they back out now. Fuel tank tonight is 65%, roughly about 38 laps of fuel. 4 additional sets of tires plus the one that they did start with. Is also going to be a big thing. They don't wear out too bad in Atlanta. I don't know how the stock sets are. I was running open sets all week, so there could be a big difference. I won't even say a little difference. There could be a big difference between the stock sets and the setup shop set when it comes down to the tire management based off of, you know, performance and then the actual set itself. Still, I don't feel like if they could do good in the corners and they don't spin, I don't think they're really gonna burn them out. Well, they're gonna burn them out, but I don't think they'll burn them out as easy. Caution out again. I'm not getting a reading on who that caution was on. Sam Taylor, Todd Poston, and Trevor Yates already out for that. Some are getting dragged along in the middle of the corner. It's past 9 o'clock. You can play this transmission. Go back to the caution and hear exactly what Picklesilver said.
97, you are some hot ass, brother. God dang!
Not happy. Not the happiest of camper right now, and completely understandable. Not really where you want to be right now, having to fight with any down, lead lap, and just not even able to get a good run in. I mean, these guys have consistently pitted for gas. They've consistently had to pit for tires. Well, I wouldn't even say their tires are really too worn. But, you know, they've already had a consistent fuel run. Strategy for the first stint's really going to be gone now. There's not much time left. It's 46 laps. It's about 65 for the stage. So, I mean, we're not that far from a stint 1 finish, but you know, you still don't want to be in a wreck, because now you're having to debate: do I use my fast repair this early? Do I keep it? Do I sit here and go laps down? You know, it's a bit of a tough situation. Of course, Paul and Guerrero are going to be back to the lead now. See, I knew these radios would let the fans enjoy it just a little bit more. It's a good investment. Good investments all around this season. being in his shoes, I understand how it feels, you know. Can't really get a good green flag run. You're having to battle cars around you and try not to give yourself damage. Try to keep yourself in the race as long as possible. Out of your control, it's even worse because you're trusting the guys or the girls around you for 165 laps or 135 laps. You know, you might not. Oh, excuse me. You know, you're trusting a lot of people around you that you might not be racing with on a weekly or on a daily basis. So you come in here, you pray for a good finish. A little bit of mishaps happen, racing incidents all the time. Next thing you know, you're sideways in a wall. Of course, we are back. Green flag now. We're going to keep the camera on the front. Well, actually, you know what? Critical, I guess it doesn't matter anymore because there was no curse. You know what? I'll throw it in now. I will throw it in now. Will we see another caution before the stage? Let me get it in quick. We're going to have a prediction up in chat. You can use your channel points. Will there be a caution before lap 65? You're only going to have a minute to get your channel points in on it, so get it ready. Get set, and it is live now. Dylan Picklesimmer with a faster lap than everybody else in the field right there. Prediction live now. Use your channel points. Will there be another caution? 15 laps to choose. Only a minute left. We're about 45 seconds now. So make sure you throw your predictions in if you have some channel points. Nothing else really for you to use them for. Other than some soundboards throughout the week. 3 wide in the back here. Oh, Lord. They're holding it strong right now. Almost like a 4 wide each lane. Being ran to its fullest extent. There it is, just behind Wilson. I think that's Corbet, Wing, and Kilday holding that 3 wide there. A little bit of dust going off the wall. We're going to be back 2 by 2 now. No, there's still a 3 wide going on. Strong fight back here for 13th position. Pole should be closed. Godspeed to your 5K channel points. Looking so far so good up here now. Backpack kind of spread up a little bit. Chet Seller sitting 21st. Making a move there up to 20th. Kevin Leash, Matt Banky, Alan Hess. All about 24th to 26th. Dalton Gibson separated on the pack right now by himself. Next up here. Josh Paul and Guerrero still dominating 1 and 2 right now. Oh, there it is. Daniel Holloway off the track. Completed prediction. Not a good race now for Holloway. 2 incidents on the night. Oh, God. What a hard hit in front. He went off track and trying to hold it down there. That grass just broke him loose and it sent him right back up on the track there. It's a tough race right now for Russ Hancock as well. Hey, appreciate the follow, Superdam. Welcome in, brother. 7th caution here of the night. Literally 2 laps to go to the stage now. Well, actually, no, that's a lie. It's about 7 laps to go to the stage now. Of course, if you guys are tuning in, this is the American Stock Car Racing League. We go live multiple times a week. Right now, Mondays, Fridays, and Saturdays are live. We're going to have Right Time coming back in September on the 9th for the Daytona qualifying, which will be broadcasted. Of course, Mondays at 8:30. As always, American Stock Car Racing League. Right Time at 9:05 will come back in September. And of course, NARIS Truck and Cup Series this weekend. Trucks on Friday, Cup on Saturday. So be sure to check us out for all of your iRacing broadcasts. If you got the digital watch, Bruce Ball still sitting in the lead here, doing pretty good. Seems like front of the pack is where you're going to want to be tonight. The least amount of incidences. We're going to go ahead and try it again. Try it again this time. To finish on the stage. Stage points do matter. Another pace car. Pace truck will be off this time. Back to Green Flag Racing. Hello, Brianna.
Bad feeling about this.
Welcome in. You probably should. Green Flag is back out now. We're almost to the stage break. Paul currently in your lead position. So far, so good. A lot of wiggling going on. Josh Paul still holding on. Zach Stevens in second, Greer in third. Charlie Morgan all the way up in fourth now. 22 positions gained on the night. Two to go now. It's been good for the rest of these 5 to 7 stint here in stage number 1. Uncontested on the outside lane. Coming out of 3 and 4. Actually got it over on the top side. Will he give it up? There was a wreck under. Of course, stage number 1 officially in the books now. It'll get a little bit easier for these drivers to hopefully keep it going. But it's going to be tough anyway. But they are officially going in for gas now. We're going to take a commercial break real quick and we'll be back with more action.
Industry. It runs on your industry, your hard work. After all, the wheels of commerce don't spin by themselves. It takes an expert to keep them turning. You. Mobile experts can help. Working by your side to make machines and engines last longer, streamline maintenance, understand data, and act on it, saving time, money, and energy. Because everything runs precisely, exactly, and completely the way it's designed. Something we understand inside out, from working together with experts at equipment manufacturers. Enough to earn their recommendation in 3 short words. Fill with mobile. And it's not written in pencil for a reason. The well-oiled machine, you make it that way. Because you fill with more than exceptional lubrication. You fill with expertise, collaboration, and pride. You fill with mobile.
You can run the perfect race.
Denny Hamlin leading the pack on the final lap.
Make all the best moves, and then, boom.
Oh, Hamlin's hit. Hamlin is out of it.
That's true in racing and life. Things happen that are out of your control. And when debt hits hard, National Debt Relief helps you take control. National Debt Relief is the most trusted debt relief company in America and can get you back on track and in control. And they don't just patch things up. They help you build a winning strategy so you can pay less than you owe in less time than you think. National Debt Relief helps reduce your debt so you can focus on moving forward. When life wrecks your finances, National Debt Relief helps you get back on track. Visit nationaldebtrelief.com to get started today.
Every journey toward racing excellence begins the same way, with preparation. Different tracks, different stakes, but the same attention to detail. Today, the gap between the garage and the living room has never been smaller. Because mastery isn't about where you start, it's about where you train. Whether you're chasing trophies or lap times, the road to racing excellence starts with the same tools.
Logitech.
Well, they came back green as we just were wrapping up the commercial break. And at the same time, a caution came back out. Now officially at 9 cautions on the night. Dwayne Corbet and Madeline Jackson. At this point, you got to wonder what's got to give to get a good green run strategy going on. It's getting tough.
Sometimes maybe good, sometimes maybe shit.
Maybe doing choose going this time by and then getting ready to go back. Green flag racing. For the 9th time today. I think we only have 2 drivers out right now. Trevor Yates like 27 laps down. I think Poston didn't start today. He was registered in the session but did not start today. So Sam Taylor and Trevor Yates, the only 2 drivers out right now. Or no, I'm saying, sorry. Taylor and Poston are the only 2 drivers out right now. You got Sellers and Hancock still here tonight. Hancock on the track still. Sellers still on the track as well. Currently in the lead, you got Tyler Green, Corey Rainey. Rainey getting a good get back there. Going back green. Here we go. Green flag back out now. Hey. Green in the lead. Gets it over Corey Rainey. Rainey now in 2nd place on the low side. And another caution. You start playing. You need to bring the soundboards back. Difficult race for these drivers here tonight. As left and right, all we are hearing is my soundboards weren't on. Difficult race for these drivers tonight. Is all we keep hearing is the foghorn blast in the background. Super Sam, I promise you, it gets better. Everything gets better with time. Of course, going back to look at the caution. It's Kevin Leash. Kevin Leash went off track, came back up on the track, and the rest is history. We're about to see right now. Yeah. Snapped on him. Thankfully, no damage. It's actually pretty good, pretty good. No damage on anybody. He was reported with the crash. Seems to be going good here. Believe we just had somebody take the claim for that one. Believe it might have been Matt Wilson.
I guess I'll take the claim for that one. Don't exactly know how that wreck happened off my bumper, but it did. The guy bumped the guy and he shot it right down. So I'll take it.
Oh, what's up, Reverse? Appreciate you popping in here, dude. It's been a tough night. 10 cautions. It is a plethora of drivers that are actively trying not to crash out over radios. And it being the first night of replay, it's also the one of the hardest nights for them. So I give them credit. I give a lot of these drivers credit for staying in it, even with some of their damage. I mean, like I said, you got Yates 25 laps down. He's been taking off laps back with all of these cautions. Of course, he's not going to get back on lead lap, but you know, he's knocking some dust off. Of course, if more people wreck out and there's enough laps back, you know, he'll pass them in 27 laps. So there's still a good margin for him to be able to do something within the night here, honestly. I mean, same thing with Corey Rainey. Popped himself all the way up into second place. 29 positions up from where he started. I mean, he's 31st on the grid, now in second place. Second to last row, or actually the last row. And now finds himself in the top 5. So, I mean, a lot of these drivers are getting some good runs with a little bit of hardships that are happening, that are kind of able to make it around and, you know, be able to maneuver the field. But at the same time, it's kind of difficult to maneuver that field when you're not getting those green flag runs to do so. So, I mean, there's a fine balance between good and evil right now on the track. The good thing about some of these drivers is they're going to have to waste those tires. The bad thing about it is they're wasting more time pacing around the track than what they could be running for position. And, of course, the time is adding up. It's getting longer for them to be sitting in the car than what they should have. It's also going to make it a little bit more of an aggressive anticipation the closer we get to that checkered flag, that we're going to see some crazier moves happen, which can be caution makers. Of course, they always say in racing, cautions breed cautions. So, I mean, that's also another big part of racing here tonight that you kind of got to pay attention to. And like we said, race recap for number 1. Charlie Morgan stole the show. Pace truck off now. We'll go back green. We'll wait for the green flag to drop before we get into some more news from last week. For anybody that didn't watch or was not here at that time, green flag's going to be out now. Officially counting down laps. 52 more laps to go in the race. And of course, Charlie Morgan stole that opener last week. It's a new name with a new win. First time winner here. He took the advantage of a late race chaos and officially finished P2. After a post-race penalty, he finds himself as the winner of race 1. Winning race 1 immediately places a target on his back. The question now becomes, could he repeat it again? I mean, right now, Morgan sitting in 19th place, the 69 car. Following him right now on screen. Almost had contact with the 76 there of Edward Smith. Smith falling back 2 positions. Last week's winner now having to try to see if he can go back-to-back again today. Dalton Gibson defending his championship. He didn't need to win. He reminded everyone why he owns that trophy last week. Second place from deep in the field immediately puts him 3rd in the points. And of course, that's exactly how championship defenses begin. Matt Banky as well. Your now top 3 finishers. There was one driver with something to prove. It was Matt Banky. Of course, had a very frustrating ending to season 1. He had that win as well. His first win he was chasing, I believe, in 4 years in ASCRL. And then just had some bad problems late stages in the playoffs. Kind of knocked him out. Of course, Banky quietly put together one of the strongest races of that night and is now tied atop the standings. Currently 45 points to Banky. Barely, narrowly missing the championship for last season. He looks hungry. No penalties as of now, no drama. It's been just speed from the 35. Many believe this is the best he has looked in months. Another driver is doing pretty good on points right now. The 11th place center right now, 34, Sean Bowney. He has 45 points as well, tied Nobody led more laps. Nobody controlled the pace better. Yet he leaves race 1 without that victory. 6 bonus points show just how dominant his car was. Of course, if his speed continues, his wins are going to be coming. Like we said, our defending champ right now, Dalton Gibson, currently in 18th place, just coasting. No championship hangover. There's no sophomore slump. Just another podium from him last week to gain 41 points. He already looks pretty comfortable. We've seen from last week and including tonight as well. Of course, biggest losers from last week's race, we're going to be your season 1 runner-up. That was Josh Ball. Finished 21st last week. He managed to collect the stage win and some bonus points, but the finish wasn't there for him. He does have speed that exists. You saw him earlier. He was holding that lead for a little bit. I believe he also qualified on pole. No Preston 1 and 2. Ooh, Kevin Leash with a meatball, either a blown tire. We're going to have a caution out. No caution back. We're going to go ahead and go watch that live. Ooh, 76 and the 77 on Leash. That was Edward Smith, if I'm not mistaken. Kevin Leash. Leash hit that outside wall. Got heavy damage to the car. Came off track with no caution, so that's a good thing. Our biggest lose goes well by Anthony Poston. He finished 20th, then received a 15-point penalty, dropping them all the way to 31st in the standings. 1 week after being one week after being one of season 1's championship contenders. He has to dig himself out of this hole from last season. Eric Rodman. One of the best of the rest champions. Season 2 starts with an 8th place finish, then a 5-point penalty. Of course, not the opening he envisioned going into week number 1. It's been pretty difficult for a few drivers, including a lot of drivers that, have kind of stood the test of time. You can really do anything. We've seen it a lot from a few drivers from last season who we did not expect to be anywhere near the championship run, and we saw them make their way in. 19 around in the front there. It's going to be Dwayne Corbet. It's going to be a catastrophe going on the track as well in front. Tyler Green in the wall. I think it's Chet Sellers as well. Ethan Horst, I believe, actually managed to not get involved in this one. Ooh, heavy hit. And I mean heavy hit. We're going to go ahead and play that one more time. See the contact there. Boom. Both right fronts dead into the wall. Was it 24, Tyler Green? Also getting the one car of Matthew Wilson involved as well. Unfortunate situation. 11 caution of the night. Drivers going into pits. We're going to hit it from a message from AI Chief. If you're new here, our new affiliate to the channel, it is your one-stop shop for all of your iRacing coaching and your overlay needs. But we'll let Rip sell that for you. We'll be right back.
So we built more. Every overlay done. Cleaner, faster, built for racers. And built for streamers. But that was just the warm-up. Introducing the AI Chief Streamer Engine. A full broadcast-style control tower. Built right into Chief. One unified chat window. TikTok, Twitch, YouTube. Every message all in one place. Someone drops a gift, Chief tells you. Front row Joey dropped the DJ spin. This is a race car, not a charity, but we'll take your money anyway. New follower? Chief tells you. Raid, member, super chat? Chief's already on it. Too busy battling for the lead to read chat? Don't worry, I'll read it for you. Signature Esports says, I know I said something about it on stream, but it would be cool to use Chief to be a pit reporter. This isn't another overlay package. This is your production crew. AI Chief Pro Plus. Coming soon.
Sorry about that, folks. Had technical difficulties with that last commercial there. We do apologize about that. We're going to be back. Green flag running here. Pace truck lights are off. Signaling. We are getting ready to get back into about the last, I want to say 42 laps of this race left. Not good at head math, so we're about to figure it out. And we see Matt Banky in the lead, take the green flag. 38. I was very close. That is I will call that as a win. That is a good margin. Matt Banky starting the lead now, 37 laps to go. You're going to have Steven Jack in second place, Holloway in third, Hurt in fourth, Guerrero rounding out your top five, Corey Rainey just outside of the top five. Right now, so in sixth. Six to go. Banky's still in the lead right now. He's holding on pretty comfortable, trying to go for that win. I believe this was about the same week, either the second or the fourth week it was for him, where he had that win solidified, but unfortunately had it taken back because of a last lap wreck penalty. Now trying to do it again this season. Does he have what it takes right now? Holloway telling him, no, you don't. Getting around him, getting in front of him now, and is now leading that bottom line. Four laps to go. It's going to get better as it gets on. It can also get worse too when it comes down to the wrecks. That is going to be the biggest factor on the night here, as there is one in the backfield. not looking good. Dylan Picklesimmer. Dylan Picklesimmer, and I believe Kevin Leash. Nope, Kevin Leash got around it. Him and DJ Norris is going to be what caused that caution. Not looking too good for a lot of these drivers. Holloway still currently your leader. He's not going to go in pits this time. He will contain that lead position right now. Tyler Hurd going to be in second place. Corey Rainey now moving back up to third. Guerrero in fourth, with Alan Hess rounding out your top five. Pretty difficult at this point in time of the night to consistently keep maneuvering this field. Worst part about it is the more wrecks they have, the more drivers are starting to see fall off because they have used their fast repair. We're getting ready to go back green here. Pace truck is going to be off as we complete the 12th caution of the night. Laps to go. Holloway currently in the lead right now. Rainey pushing not too far behind. They've got to watch it. 16 up into the wall. That is the big one.
Jesus Christ, bro.
Ladies and gentlemen, that is caution number 13. Come on, guys. Are better than this.
And a little bit difficult. You can even hear it in the enemy's voices. Frady. Oh, man. Well, I mean, it's really not an option for you right now, brother. You're currently sitting in third place. So I would say you should have had a bottle with you. $17 people watching us right now. I don't know if it's because of the fans you're rooting for or the Rex, but either way, we appreciate you being here. Fall 17, if you follow the channel, that would be greatly appreciated. If you are already following, we appreciate you just a little bit more because you're already here. Looking at Horst on the field right now. Currently sitting in 17th. He's been in a few wrecks himself. He was able to stay away from some as well. Now finds himself in 17th. Leash going to be getting the lucky dog. I believe all of us would love if that happened, Brianna. I can only assume after this race, these penalties are going to be an insane amount of penalties, and there's probably also going to be some rule changes. Now the pace lights are off. We're going to be going back green next time. As we get ready to go back green. Hope everybody's having a really good night, of course. Not the only place you can catch us out. ASCRL is what you're watching today on Monday. 9/9, we are back for right time as they will take on the qualifying for Daytona. And of course, Fridays and Saturdays, Truck Series and the Next Gen Cup cars. Be sure to check us out right here for more action. Down the restart zone, pace car is out. 6 laps clean. Currently leading on the bottom side. Rainey still just behind him. Getting the top line to win the advantage. Of course, Tyler Hurd holding on to that lead pretty strong. Holloway now behind him. Rainey still controlling that low line. Guerrero kind of left out to dry. And now, 14th caution of the night out now. I didn't want to talk. I didn't want to jinx it. I was going to let those drivers go around and do what they do, and unfortunately, it still happened. Allen has that time. Good Lord. Tough night. LNS will be back to the garage. He has jumped to pits, signaling the end of the night for him. And as hard as that hit was, I promise you, he is probably in his car screaming.
Emotional damage.
Now you have to clean it, keep it clean for the rest of the race. Would be nice if we can get a green flag run all the way through and through. Would add a little bit more to the strategy here for the win, but
Don't you put that evil on me, Ricky Bobby!
not the best situation a lot of these drivers have found themselves in tonight. Wilson 7 laps down. Hancock 8 laps down. Corbet, Taylor.
Rest in pieces.
Both out. Yates only 9 laps down. Kevin Leash 2 laps down. Not looking too good for a lot of drivers right now. They're trying to make it work as good as possible, but not really much to work with. It's the unfortunate part of the circumstances. Now we're going to get hurt, and Holloway restarting on the top in row 1. Top side's going to go to Hurt. Holloway chose that bottom line. Now we're going to be getting ready to go back green here for the remainder of like 28 laps. 19 laps. Math was horrible on that one. Green flag's back out now. Actually has the lead right now, currently on the top side. Corey Rainey trying to push Holloway up. Either fight him for the lead at the end, or he's just trying to get a good second place finish. A lot of wiggling going on. $17 to go right now. Unfortunately, in the window for normally where a caution would come out. A lot of wiggling going on. And on cue, another caution.
So we built more. Every overlay done. Cleaner, faster, built for racers. And built for streamers. But that was just the warm-up. Introducing the AI Chief Streamer Engine. A full broadcast-style control tower. Built right into Chief. One unified chat window. TikTok, Twitch, YouTube. Every message all in one place. Someone drops a gift, Chief tells you. Front row Joey dropped the DJ spin. This is a race car, not a charity, but we'll take your money anyway. New follower? Chief tells you. Raid, member, super chat? Chief's already on it. Too busy battling for the lead to read chat? Don't worry, I'll read it for you. Signature Esports says, I know I said something about it on stream, but it would be cool to use Chief to be a pit reporter. This isn't another overlay package. This is your production crew. AI Chief Pro Plus. Coming soon.
We're gonna play chess while all these other boys are playing checkers.
Let's get as many points as we can. It all starts right here. You ready?
And the green flag is in the air. Here they come, storming to turn one.
This is incredible! Can he get it done? The grandstands are going wild. Yeah, let's go, baby! Hell yeah, boys! They're crashing mid-pack!
Checkered flag is out.
What a finish, boys!
Every journey toward racing excellence begins the same way, with preparation. Different tracks, different stakes, but the same attention to detail. Today, the gap between the garage and the living room has never been smaller. Because mastery isn't about where you start, it's about where you train. Whether you're chasing trophies or lap times, the road to racing excellence starts with the same tools.
Jump down in front!
Logitech G.
Going back green here now. It's getting tough. It's getting real tough. Green flag's gonna be back out now. Holloway currently in the lead. Oh, wreck in the front. That's not good. That is like 15 cars involved. That's a wrap for a lot of people. Most likely. Good God. Wing, Bloom, Smith, Holloway, Norris, Banky, Gibson, Hess, Hancock. All involved. All the drivers about with like the top 5 back right there. Started with the leaders, unfortunately. I believe that was a side draft incident. Oh no, looks like the 17 of Gibson gets in the rear a little bit too much. Just gonna break him loose there and took out a lot of drivers. Nick Wayne being a smart man going off track. to not get any damage. He said, I'm going to finish this and I'm going to get this win, and no one's going to take it from me. Yeah, Critical. So the scoring up top doesn't, so I keep forgetting a lot of you guys in here are new. The way the scoring, the horizontal score works, it locks positions at the time of the caution. So anybody above who is quoted as the leader should be either getting a wave around or a lap back, if I'm not mistaken. So it will stay like that. It will lock itself in position until the green flag comes back out. Then it will automatically update. So yeah, locks itself at position at time of caution. Talk to the guy, the actual owner who made this plugin. It kind of threw me off too in the beginning. He was like, I could fix it for you. And I was like, no, because this was actually like an unintended bug he had, but it actually made it a lot easier for him to keep up with who's supposed to be like getting a lap back or what positions were what. So it actually, he left it like that, and I told him I have no problem with it either. It's a little bit easier to see because some of the data doesn't actually show like how many laps they're down or whatever. So it actually makes a little bit of a difference. Kind of helps personally. Can change it though under caution. Put it down here for you. Got a lot of options. I don't use much of them. Of course, I also have this short tower as well. Probably what we'll do for the rest of the racing, we'll probably keep it at the bottom. Now's where it gets difficult. This is where it gets really difficult. We're at lap 121, technically 122 when they cross the line. 130. Just nearing 10 laps to go. It's either going to go one of two ways. It's going to go very, very clean. We're just going to get even more aggressive. Of course, that's going to cause people to wreck out. It's going to take away a lot of positions. All right, I don't like the bottom tower. I can't do it. Green flag's going to be back out now. 9 to go. I can feel you there, Critical. Holloway has the lead. He got a really good jump off the line. We know it's not going to last forever. Extended by 3 laps. 3 separate times, so 9 total attempts, and we're gonna have another wreck on the field. Involved in that one. You see the 35. Matt Banky in the Fanta car. Scrubbing the wall in the restart zone there just a little bit. Trying to keep it as off the wall and as minimal as damage as possible. But fortunately just not the case. Not able to save as much as possible. So probably have a little bit of damage in that right rear. Shouldn't be too much. Probably a minute or so. 30 seconds. Tops and pits. That's if he goes in. Might not be worried about that damage report. have Sean Bounty going to be in the lead. Charlie Morgan in second. Holloway in third. Rodman in fourth. And Stevens rounding out your top 5. Lucky Dog and Wave Rounds getting laps back. It's the drivers. You're seeing past that single file line on the top side. It's getting real quiet over the radios right now as well. Trying to listen into all of the team's feeds, and everybody's quiet. Cautions on the night. Hopefully we'll be able to finish this run. Exits 3 and 4. We will see how this is going to play out for the drivers that are still left standing. Exiting 4, the pace car will be off. We will be back green here this time by. About 5 more laps to go for when they cross the line, I do believe. If we can get to that check of the flaw, that white flag, there will be no more cautions. 4 to go. Caution immediately. Green white checker is now in use. Not happy.
This is ridiculous.
This rate, we're going to be using all of our green-white checkered, so hanker down, because it doesn't seem like we're going anywhere. keep it pushing. Happy thoughts. These drivers are really quiet on radios. It's kind of scary. Normally there's a lot of conversation going on between teams. I don't hear a thing right now. I feel like everybody's dialed in trying to make it to the end of a race than to even win a race right now. Choose code this time by the rule. We will be back green. Bounty and Morgan will be in the front to restart this time by. Base truck is going to be off. We will be back green for the first green, white checkered. Bounty and Morgan will take us back to green flag now. A little stuttery there for a second. Sorry, folks. Bounty, just get across the line. All you have to do is make it to one lap to go. White flag comes out. There's nothing else a caution can do. Make it through 3 and 4. There it is. Bounty's going to cross the line for the white flag. No more cautions. Only one use of green, white checker. Bounty with a really good lead. Oh, sorry, Morgan with a really good lead. Bounty's in second. Will they make the move to the outside? Who will be the one to do it? There they go. Wrecking in the backfield. 34. Bounty thinks about it. Making a little bit of contact with the 96 of Rodman. Rodman cycling Bounty. Nothing else is going to happen. 69 of Charlie Morgan just went back to back. Charlie Morgan officially takes the win here tonight with Sean Bowney finishing in second and Eric Rodeman in third. Of course, top 3 interviews will happen tonight as long as these drivers want to talk to us. So we're going to go ahead and see if any of the drivers are willing and ready for a possible late stage interview. Normally later than what we're used to be finishing at, so few wrecks there at the end of the race. See if we can go back and pick up who wrecked. I know we saw Tyler Green for sure wreck out in the back. We're going to get on with our interviews here to the drivers that probably don't want to talk to us, but we're gonna talk to them here tonight. Starting off, of course, with our third place finisher. It's going to be Eric Rodeman. Rodeman, you there?
Yes, sir.
We're going to keep it short and sweet tonight because it's probably pretty late for you. Not as late as we expected to be racing here. Of course, you know, pretty good finishing position for you, top 3. You gained 12 spots, starting in 15th. Hectic race, 16 cautions. Couldn't really get a green flag run out. Couldn't even get a green flag pit stop. Really. How do you feel about your race here tonight?
It was survival mode from the start after seeing all the cautions. I think people were just way too aggressive from the jump, especially towards the stage. I was really hoping for a green flag run with some strategy, but we didn't get it. Made our last pit stop and just figured we'd be able to ride, but just caution after caution. And it's amazing that Trevor Yates got all 35 laps back that he was down. I've never seen anything like that in a race. So Trevor Yates, friggin' awesome job hanging in there. Thanks to Stephen Alessi on my team for pushing me at the end there, get me to the top 3, and Alan Hess, who was also like in the lead and up front and had some bad luck, got into it and had to get a tow and had some damage. But a good day for HM Motorsports in a really crazy race.
So, I mean, what was really your goal, to try to keep as much damage off of the car, or, you know, just try to have top tier wreck avoidance tonight?
You know, I dropped back before the stage. I had gotten into a little wreck and got bumped, and I was like, you know, I'm just going to ride. I don't care about the stage points right now. They're going at it hard. I just really wanted to stay in my lane. Atlanta's a really tough track. You have to lift. You just can't go full throttle. Bumping in the turns isn't the greatest. Bumping in the tri-oval is not great. So I was just trying to follow the guy in front of me and just give space where I could and watch for the wrecks in front of me and do avoidance. So it was a lot of avoiding the wrecks today and just surviving. That's what it was.
Of course, man, you know, second week in, had pretty high caution counts for the first 2 weeks. Do you feel like, you know, these harsher penalties will probably clean this up for week 3, or do you feel like we might have to get a little bit harsher out there?
You know, Tyler, I feel for you on the broadcast and all the viewers at home sitting through the cautions. We as drivers hate it as well. We want to have green flag race and green flag stops. And so hopefully, you know, these penalties and starting from the pits and suspensions are going to clean things up. I know we have some heated exchanges during the race, but hopefully cooler heads will prevail for the next one and we'll get a good one. And thank you, Tyler, for the broadcast. As always, AR Network, you do an amazing job. So thank you.
Yeah, of course, man. Of course, before we let you go here tonight, enjoy the rest of your Monday. You have any shout out you want to give? I know you kind of gave some already.
Yeah, of course, Dalton Gibson for putting this league on, Matt Wilson for hosting it here in ASCRL, all the guys that I race with, and yourself, Tyler. Thank you so much.
Yeah, of course, man. Of course, congratulations on your finishing position tonight. Top 3 is better than what a lot came out with. So, you know, kudos to you for sticking with it and being able to avoid as much as possible and being able to claim that podium finish.
Thank you, sir. Have a good one.
Yes, sir. You too. That was our 3rd place finisher, Eric Rodeman, in that 96 car tonight, repping HM Motorsports, of course. Moving on to our 2nd place finisher for Rebel Racing. It's going to be the number 34 of Sean Boundy.
Hello.
How you doing?
I'm so glad to see that checkered flag. At this point, I don't care what position I was in. I would have just been over the moon to see that checkered flag.
Well, I mean, you really didn't have to do much moving from your qualifying spot. 5 positions up, of course, started in 7th. Made it to that podium, 2nd place finish. Kind of got boxed out there at the end. Seemed like you wanted to make a move early on. As soon as that white flag hit, just couldn't really figure out when was the best time to do it. But I mean, of course, you know, still have to be happy with the podium overall.
Yeah, absolutely. Most of the race, I really wasn't in a hurry to go anywhere. Just maintain that kind of top 10 bubble if I could, and just keep myself awake more than anything. um, like the green flag racing we had was really good. It was tight. It was hard to make passes. I know at the beginning, I was one of maybe just a few that would just constantly move out to the 2nd lane by myself, and then like the 2nd round of green flags, more cars finally went, and we made use of it. The very end there, congrats to Charlie, teammate. He got a little bit better run on the outside, got in front of me, and I didn't really know what Eric was going to do or what he had. And we went into turn 3. I was a little offset, and I just said, "This is yours. I ain't making a move," because I didn't want to go to the outside and just have Eric come to my inside and draft by me, and I go from 2nd to 3rd. Maybe a little conservative, but at the end of the night, I was just kind of done with it. So I'm happy top 3 either way.
Now, you know, 16 cautions tonight, you know, is really difficult to have to navigate. I'll say, you know, some were just few car wrecks in the back. About late stage of stint 2, we started having a lot of the big ones come from about the front of the field. How are you like trying to gauge, you know, when a caution might come, where the wreck might happen, and how are you trying to get around it as safe as possible?
For the most part, I mean, we got mirrors, we got a relative, we got a windshield, we got eyes. I think we all do. Um, there's just some cars out there you can feel they're moving around too much or pressuring, pinching too much. There are just a couple times where I'm like, I'm just going to give these guys a little bit more room. The draft will keep me from getting so far back. Somebody will jot in front of me. I really had no incentive to rush this entire race and just make it to the end. There was definitely one. I got to go back and find it somewhere, but we were in the top 5, and I think 3 cars wrecked and crossed my nose, and a bunch of cars wrecked right across my rear end. I was just in the middle of a tornado and just didn't get touched, and somehow came out in front of everybody. That was wild, but Otherwise, yeah, I don't really know. I don't really know what to say. It's not that hard to not run somebody over.
Of course, man. We'll let you go here after we ask you if you have any shout-outs you want to give to anybody tonight.
Right now, I can't thank anybody more than you up there in the broadcast, because that must have been something to endure. But glad we could put on a show when we could. Glad you stuck around, and all those viewers that stuck around. Happy to be out here and have a good race, and hopefully we can clean that up.
Well, of course, man, congrats on your podium here tonight. I would say it's a pretty good takeaway after a lot of negatives throughout the last, 2 hours. So, congrats on you for being able to stick through it, keeping as much damage off your car as possible. And, of course, finishing in second should be a pretty good week for points for you. And definitely look forward to seeing how you're going to come out strong next week, as I believe we are going to Talladega in the Gen 6 cars.
Yeah, it's been a long time since I've been in that car. We'll have to reevaluate how that draft package looks, and yeah, it's pretty much the same. I've been around this since 2012. I've endured running up front in every build, every draft model. Yeah, it's just fun. I like doing this.
Of course, man. We appreciate you joining us here for a post-race interview, and we hope you have a good one.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you. Here's your second place finisher, Sean Bounty, driving for Rebel Racing. Now, of course, the man that has been able to go back to back for 2 weeks now. This is probably the strongest rookie driver coming out this season for season number 2. That is going to be your number 69 car, your winner here tonight, Charlie Morgan. You there, bud?
Yes, sir.
You have some post-race inspections to have to get through. By God, man, 2 weeks in a row. Got to feel good coming in here and kind of just being able to dominate at the end of the races.
I wouldn't call it that. I just call it being at the right place at the right time with all the cautions, if you know what I mean.
Yeah. I would say more of a difficult night, technical night for you guys, as there was a lot of incident points given. There were a lot of wrecks that were happening. There were a lot of short, very, very short runs for you guys tonight. It had to get frustrating behind the wheel, having to deal with caution after caution.
Yes and no for me, because I had the 1 lap hold, so I was kind of just, my goal was to stay back there, and then track position was just so critical tonight. Some of the guys I was watching, I didn't notice it till later in the race, but they were just holding on because they didn't want to come in and give track position. So once I was back there and once I got to the front, I understood exactly what they were doing.
Of course, had to be difficult at times for you, negating a lot of damage or possible wreck outs that were happening. What really kind of puts you to want to be up in the front and kind of stay away from most of that at the end of the race? Because of course, it always gets aggressive with the last 3 laps. But what was kind of your motivation other than the win to really try to get up there in that top 5 and stay away from everything that was happening behind you?
All I really wanted was a top 10 tonight. I stayed at the back until halfway, or maybe it was the stage, and then we started working our way to the front. I just wanted to keep the car clean. End of the day, when 1 fast repair still left, so that was a goal. That was still in the bank, but ultimately it was at the end. You wanted the track position, and just to stay out of the, I'm just going to call it the mess, or the hornet's nest. That's what we're going to call it.
You claimed the first 2 victories this season, going into Gen 6 next week. How are you feeling about just, taking momentum for this week and trying to put it into next week at Talladega?
The Gen 6 cars are amazing. It's what I started iRacing with, so I've kind of learned them a lot, raced them not as much as I should, but we'll see how it goes. I'm pretty good at Dega, so we'll see how it goes.
And of course, man, before we let you get out of here for the night, do you have any shout outs you want to give?
I want to give you a shout out, Tyler, for enduring the whole broadcast. Shout out to Dalton and all the admins at in the league for putting this on. Shout out to Sean, my team owner, for just staying behind me and staying with us there at the end on them last restarts. Shout out to all my teammates, man, and that's pretty much all.
Well, of course, man, congrats on your race win tonight. Going back to back, you need to be walking out of here playing some Drake because it can't get any better than that. Of course, man, hopefully you'll be able to find some victory at the end of the race next week. If not, hopefully we'll see you in the front a little bit more early on.
Yeah, hopefully I'm in the broadcast booth with you at the end of the thing next week.
Well, I mean, you're about two for three now, though. We'll see how next week treats you in the Gen 6 cars, man.
Appreciate it.
Yes, sir. You have a good night.
All right.
That was our race winner, Charlie Morgan. So, looking at your race results here tonight, Charlie Morgan was your hard charger. 25 positions gained after a hellacious race. I would say that's a pretty good run for him here tonight. Of course, Josh Ball led most laps with only 34. Pickle Saber had your fastest time with a 29:037. And of course, your original pole sitter of the night after qualifying was Josh Ball. 11 green flag lead changes, but it recorded as 18 total cautions for 56 laps of just pure chaos. It was a little difficult for these drivers here tonight. And I would say hopefully next week gets a little bit better. Gen 6 cars are a little less resilient to damage. So we're going to see a lot more wreck outs possibly early on within the race. Of course, we'll have to wait till next time to check that out. Of course, be sure to check us out Friday for the NARS Truck Series. And then, of course, you'll also be able to check us out for the Cup Series on Saturday night before we come back for the American Stock Car Racing League next week. Of course, as always, we are going to leave you with a white flag lap where Charlie Morgan had got his win and has officially went back to back. Of course, we appreciate you guys tuning in here tonight. On behalf of the American Stock Car Racing League and our sponsors, we would like to thank you guys for tuning in. Be sure to check us out next week. And of course, shout out to all of you who endured the entire race. We shall catch you next week. Hopefully we'll see you then. If not, we'll catch you next time.